Homesourced Connect. So today's episode kay very risky gid siya for me personally. So our guest today is siya ang tipo nga if maka-receive kani kag email from her nga mo na siya. Can we talk kay wag rethink gid mo imong life decision. So pero don't worry na guys kay karon we're not in trouble hopefully. She is the one who keeps everything together behind the scenes and she hears all the quick questions lang po that are never actually quick. And she has the patience level ng more kag naka-premium level. So, please help me welcome our HR Director, Miss Jessa Muriel Nadela. Hi, Miss. Good morning. So, wala na tayo kanang kuwan niha, walang angal-angal. Diretso na kita ha. Wala na siya warm up, so wag gini ang question ni mo, miss. Enigmata ni mo sa buntag ba? Usa mo like mga first thought kanang let's be productive or usa na sad kay problema maabot karong adlaw?
Pwede both.
Pwede both.
So both.
Both good siya, miss kay. Being an HR is a big responsibility, right? Yes. So for this episode kay honest lang ta and then kuan na get safe space man
Okay.
kay wa man ta involvation na kuan form
Wala
letter
sanction.
wala sanction kanang feel free be yourself okay siya ay dili man ta mag-fill up og form ani nga episode so let's go. Okay, for the first question kay curious ka ni siya, miss, unsa man gid ang HR nga trabaho nga dili makita sa mga tao nga kay para nako kanang wala man gid ka idea of being ang HR, so akong githink na kanang send kag emails, paperworks niya. Ako sang githink na usahay mura og kanang counselor, referee, usahay kay emotional support nga mura siya dili na siya job description, mura siya lifestyle din miss diba. So isa man gid ang work sa HR.
Totoo na yung game.
Mo na gito siya.
Actually, HR is a thankless job. That's what I always tell people, no? Especially those na I get a chance to, to talk to them. It's a profession and a vocation at the same time. Vocation because dili mo gutanan kay maayo, interact with people and stuff like that. So I think HR good is really everything that is needed in the organization. No, be the counselor, be the therapist. They just therapist na mag-diagnose, no, but in the sense na if there are problems, then they can actually talk to HR. And then kami sa damurag lawyers, misin wala yung mga lisensya nga mag-bimi lawyers. So we help the businesses make sure nga compliant. And actually, ang HR good is really the support mo gid of the organization. We really work behind the scenes. And when I say thankless job siya because we don't expect mga good people to thank us for everything that we do.
So, kamo gid ang first person nga pwede giduolan.
Yes.
If ever they
Kami sad ang people nga masuko din ng mga tao. Like, tanang emotions kaya pwede nila mahatag sa amoa. And at the end of the day, we always try to maintain a cool face lang gyapon, no?
Yes.
Even if deep down, yung mga, no? So naman yan.
Ano na kay sa ulo.
Yes.
Kay as we know nga tanan gid taw dira mo doon ninyo and then not everyone is the same kanang attitude towards you. So patience gid ta guys. Ang ato yung kanang work kay it needs power, it needs Okay, miss, for the next question kay nabay ni doon nimo nga ningon nga ma'am dili ni siya HR concern na pero mura na siya nag-full documentary sa iyang life.
Yes, many times not just here in our company, no, but even outside. Like, yung mga people na mo reach out yun for different problems, like cheat yung partner, or yung asawa ba, or sa many things. Ang uban yun ay utang, hindi nila help. So, I think, no, aside sa imong profession as an HR in the organization, it is always very important to have at least a relationship with people, not really close kay mo or BFF goals, but at least people will not hesitate to reach out to you kasi mga problema ba, even if it's outside work. So, yes, many times that na cheating, sa pa na din kawat, sa pa na din
So, daghan jud di kay life stories nga na
pwede na ako mag-MMK.
So, can you share lang much kung something na nitatakit sa imong story kaya nga i-share sa inyo ha.
Sige, pwede rin yun. Sige, go.
No
Dili ta
names
mag-name
lang.
of names.
Oh, yeah, dito ako.
NDA.
Natoy one time na nag-admin hearing ni, it's one of the few hearings na up until now kay mutatak yun siya na ko. Every time ang good, since I became an H, I always make sure na when I do admin hearing, miskin emotional kina siya nga session, I always try not to show any emotion, no? Kaya lain sa kayo maghilak ta na, ako po maghilak. So, maugin akong i-maintain nga stance even up until now. During that hearing, it was very a difficult one. Ikatumugod siya kay he was so, like, his physical appearance, grabe higay siya ka, need niya mag-exercise and all. So, because of that, he also has a condition. So, sa among workplace before, sige siya katulog. Sige siya kakitaan sa among bosses, kung matulog yun siya while nag-work. Basta in-between sa yung shift. So, ultimately, naabot yun siya sa admin hearing, no, na session. So, when we met there, grabe higay siya life story. And it wasn't just about him having like the big weight, no? So, it was really more than that. So, ang contributor dito is his family situation. Kuno nga, he's the only one helping out his mom nga, kanang bedridden gali. So, grabe gid siya, di siya katulog. So, he needs to eat so much, no? Kay para na siya energy, para maka-balance siya sa pag-take care sa mama and at the same time sa kuan. So, everyone was really crying during that session. And ako gid happy ko makahila ko, so grabe ko kinusi ay sa akong self at ano nga, I realized din ba nga, ang pagiging HR, it isn't really just about, okay, sayop ka, and sanction ka. You really have to get to know gali what's happening in the life of that person. Eh, sometimes, ang mga tao, wala just sila, what's the intention gali to commit offenses. Ang uban, walang gid sila choice. Once a victim of their situation as well. So, dito gina-open akong mga mata na dapat yun, na when you serve people, okay, service man yung among profession, no? When you serve people, you have to serve them with a heart yun always.
It is one akong ginang ganyan ako medyo more responsibility na you have to keep it cool, na you have to brace yourself with whatever you are doing. Na kung sa imong mag-get, kung sa imong mapakita sa imong katubang, so
Ewan na, putting human touch, you know, in everything that you do. Mo gina human resource, but putting human resources back to.
For the next question, so Miss have mentioned her memorable moments. So kani siya kay another moment na pod na gamay ra gani unta ang situation but it escalated to a bigger problem. So have you experienced that situation? Can you tell us?
Gamay nga situation nga ni-escalate siya. Yeah, yes, I can share. Kuan to siya, I think, about to siya sa, driver. In my previous employer, kita kan gimik mga drivers, most of our, not really most, but majority of our employees, kay mga drivers, kaya into construction, na business unit ito into construction. And then, the problem was, very simple. Wala sila na-appeal sa suite, wala sila na-appeal sa payroll, wala sila nakasubmit to DTR. It was very simple because that could be easily, corrected by completing it based on ilang i-submit, no? And maybe give out sanctions lang for not submitting it on time. However, ang na-happen is the HR who actually got that concern, kaya yung ingon race, we can't process it anymore. We'll have to process it on the next cutoff. And imagine, ang cutoff wala yung madawat ni St. Piso ang tao just because he forgot to turn over his DTR. So, dako kay siya, gamay rin kay siya ng issue, katulad yun ano. And then what happened was, he resigned ang tao and he played a very critical role sa business. Sa katong, siya ang mag-drive o katong dako siya nga unit gali, or vehicle. So, hindi siya pwede we can't just give it to someone else na para mag-drive gali. So, dako kay siya no, gamay rin kita kayo itong problem. Then it escalated really big. So, what happened was, naabot sa akong attention. So, because I was the HROD manager at that time. So, when it was escalated to me, I had to make that tough decision wherein I have to call the driver and tell him, hey, we're doing something about this, don't worry. Na, at least during that session, after ato nilang gid siya nga, I will report to work the next day. So the next day, true enough, we were able to process this pay yun. And then on, we were able to establish a process bang if it's a lapse on the employee, dapat nice consequences but siguro disciplinary lang, but not really put it on hold gali and wait for the next payout. Kilisod kay Loy kayang tao.
And we do not expect people to react that way. So
Yes,
it is,
correct.
in a way, valid sa iyang reaction. And then, sa imo na lang side, kung saan na lang siya pag-handle.
Yeah.
So, yun na lang siya. No, it's a tough get siya na
Yeah.
situation.
And I think at all times, no, you always have to do the right thing always, regardless of what you are, whatever situation you're in. So it's always doing the right thing. And I think at that moment, the right thing was to process his fate with no, like, that was the easiest. And not to lose him, you know. If you can do something to retain someone like that.
Para sad sa imo miss kay, dili sad siya mentally na kanang draining ina na way na you have to solve anything, if may problem, you have to move fast yun. So,
At first, siguro when I was younger, grabe mo ko kamandirigma. But siguro right now, I'm able to manage my emotions na mas babalo na kong posisyon kung sa mga negative feelings akong i-embrace or kung sa mga feelings akong allow ako self na ma-affected you know. But sometimes it's really draining no at some point dali mo na leakage of emotions like you try not to feel anything but leak yun siya. But ultimately I think you get used to it. So the emotional intelligence is so important in our profession.
remember na guys, emotional intelligence is important. Makawaya pag na emotional intelligence.
Lalaoy.
Lalala.
Tama.
So emotional intelligence.
I-connect niya sa ihang
Char.
So, inay so ikaw, Art.
Ay! Kamu lang nag-interview. So, this kay real talk na niya siya. Dabay specific line or message nga inibasa ni mga kabalo na kang murag gubot yun siya. Naka-experience na miss.
It's very hard to disclose right now. But yes, of course, na ay mga daghang situations na yun na.
In a way, normal na siya.
Yes.
Okay, you have to deal with
You just have to be mentally prepared for it.
Kung feel ako miss ka strong dyan kay kag mental nga pa miss. Grabe dyan.
Thank you, Lord. For my
Thank
mental health.
God. So, if tagaan kag chance na maka-get kag superpowers as an HR kay, unsay mong piliun, pero kanang nagya po yung downside ha kay, dili bit perfect. So, like example, kanang mind reading, time freeze, or teleport. So, man yung piliun miss.
Kuan nga li. Hindi question. I haven't really thought about that in fairness. Kuan. I think katong imong giingon nga ay mind reading nga li. Kay it's hard magud to talk to people and you don't really know what's inside their head and their heart. No? So, I think that will really help if kami nami ana nga superpower na. Kaya at least when someone tells us this, kabaw mi ba if tinuod man na or not, and at the same time, we can really help the situation of that person. So I think that, very good question.
Pero dali na lang miss no, ito na naman, scan na
Ano,
lang.
makaka, okay.
Okay, bye. Swipe left. Char.
Ano investigation?
Sige, outside work na sa
Yes,
ka.
go.
So, inigawas din mo sa work kanang HR gyapon kagamay miss like kanang maka-read kag message from your friend niya. Kung siya mag-need gid mo clarifications na pero work dili na siya mo-off kanang para nimo ba kay outside work kay wala lagi siya install na siya ng app nimo.
Karon kay di ko ka hindi ka out sa work ko sa house. So wakay shy boundary. But I think to even outside work, like outside Homesourced right now, like na-adjust ko yung mga makuha ng mga inquiries and I feel really grateful no, every time I get those inquiries from people that I worked with in the past. Kay feeling na ko kay when they're confused or when they need something else. I'm so grateful kay ako ang usa sa mga people na hunahunaan dili lang maka-help nga nini give me some clarity. So yes, na yung mga inana nga like kani miss mo ni gibot sa akong employer kanang what should I do or miss kani I want to avail this benefit but dili ako pwede kanang dili help me. So na yung mga inana even sa akong mga friends po outside like if they need to make tough decisions about work stuff then they also try to ask me. And again, with that, I'm very grateful to kay I'm one of those few people na they trust really to give them that advice.
It's a nice feeling with guys na someone is open to talk to you, na dili din siya lisod.
And mo na, ang profession sa HR, I think it should be innate sa imo ka. Like, dapat natural ka, na di siya forced pa. Kaya forced pa mo. Grabe kikag emotional labor, I think, no? Kaya, yun na.
So, para ni mo, within you na gina siya, miss.
I think so.
Charles. Okay, so last question din siya, miss. If you could share one honest message to employees and leaders in the company, what would you want them to understand? Not as an HR director, but as someone who sees everything behind the scenes.
I think right now with all the things going on in the world, grabe na wars and everything, ako rin yung maingon no, is very simple. We have to do the right thing always and work with integrity yun. Like wherever you are in the organizational chart, whether you're a leader, you're an employee, unsa pa na din ha imong role, no? I think it's very important that we work with integrity, especially for those working from home. Kaya no one can really see what you're doing. So, and when you say you have integrity, that means you do the right thing always, even if no one is looking at you. And I think the world needs that right now, especially sa atong workforce. We don't really know what's going to happen in the coming months with our workforce. Not just here in Homesource, but even in other companies. We don't really know if we'll thrive ang business or businesses will close down. So what's important is we help right now make sure that the company will continue to stay afloat. And by being by having that integrity, I think that will really help make sure that the business will thrive and continue to stay afloat. Very simple.
So, ma-realize din na to guys na being an HR is not an easy job. Dili siya ka nang send ng emails, paperwork, dili siya na nakasimple. In a way, it's an accidental life advisor. Charming thing. So, thank you, Miss, for joining us in this episode. Thank you sa inyong patience, especially for us mga employees. And to everyone listening, be nice to HR, guys. Ligid na nakasayon ilang job. And mo na, pahilom na sila og deal sa atong problem. So proud of
Thank you. Hello,
Yes.
thank you. You're being proud of me.
Nakita mo na ako sa yun ka kung ano mong job. So, in a
Thank
way,
you.
it is a proud thing to be an HR. Yes. Now, would you like to introduce your HR team?
Oh,
to
sure.
us?
Mas nindot or makaila sila sa mga team members.
Thank you.
So there's 6 of us in HR, including myself. Some of them are not here because they work at night, and ang usa kay nag-work from home, but there's 3 of them that are here with us today. So I'm introducing them to everybody. First is si Luisa.
Hello,
She's our
good
payroll
morning.
and benefits manager. And then next is our supervisor, payroll and benefits supervisor, si Sherry.
Hi.
Last but not the least, si Shalene or Bigit. She's our
Hi.
senior payroll and benefits. So mo ni sila ang team sa HR. So sayang wala ang uban, no. But yeah, this is us.
So this has been Homesourced Connect. See you in the next one.